I always knew I was going to be wealthy. Let me love you. On the Run, episode 9. We're out here in Paris, just touched down. We're going to do a beautiful Airbnb. And today's discussion, I wanted to talk about your first year in the industry. And this can relate to mostly anything, not just the industry that I'm a part of, but this can relate to business, sports, entertainment, music, entrepreneurship. And these are 3 points. I'm only going to do 3 points. I don't want to go too long today. I'll do 3 points. I'm a little sick. Getting over a cold. Michael Jordan played game 6 with the flu, so there's really no excuses, right? But here are 3 little tips that I will give you guys. If I could go back to my first year in network marketing, my first year in business, whatever it may be in any industry, that I would tell myself. So, number 1 is that the people that you think will support you the most won't support you, most likely. If you do, there are some rare cases that you're lucky, you've been blessed. But, you know, life is like a poker game. You want to play your cards, you want to play your chances, you want to play the numbers. And most times more than not, what I've studied from the most successful people is that they weren't supported. You know, mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, nephew, uncle, aunt, grandpa, grandma, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, homies. They are not going to support you. Realize this, God does not give everybody the same vision. It's okay. So when you start to do something different than the norm, when you start to bash in the walls and you start to act a little loud, when you start to do the things that most people don't think is normal, they call crazy, insane, people will try to tell you what you can or what you can't do based upon their belief level in themselves, what they think they can do or can't do. So familiarity breeds content. And I've talked about this before, about how you'll make more money with strangers than you will your best friends. See, oftentimes your friends like you, but they don't respect you. Because when you spend a lot of time with people, when you're around people and they know you, they like you, but they don't respect you. For example, your friends, my friends, 4 years ago, when I first got involved, I was homeless. I was living in my car. You know, I had no money. The best job I ever had was working at McDonald's or Outback Steakhouse, making $8 an hour. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate high school. And all of a sudden, I start talking about all these crazy ideas, how I'm going to be successful, how I'm going to travel the world, how I'm going to go out there and help millions of people and make all this money and do all these great things and become this great person. And my friends laughed at me. You know, my friends used to literally come over and joke all of the time. Yo, man, when you gonna make your 6 figures? You know, when you gonna start creating millionaires? When you gonna start going out there and traveling the world, bro? And the reason why is because your friends, the people around you in your life that know you the best, they know you for who you are, not who you're going to be. When you meet strangers, all they know you for is who you're going to be, where you're going. They don't know you for where you've been. They don't know you for your past. They don't know you for your current circumstances. They only know you for where you're gonna go, strangers, right? So what I had to do in my life was disassociate myself from those who didn't believe in my vision. I had to surround myself with those who did. So number 1 is that your friends won't support you until strangers start to celebrate you. 100%. Most of my friends now, they call me up. Yo, what's good, Austin? You know what's funny? A couple years ago, I didn't get any rings on my phone. I was home all by myself, working on my craft, beating on my skill set, while they partied, while they went to Taco fucking Tuesday, Wasted Wednesday, Thursday, while they partied every weekend, while they watched the Netflix new series of Narcos and House of Cards, while they watched the Super Bowl, and while they went to go to watch Sunday night football and the basketball game, while they went and did all these different things, I was the one home grinding. They were laughing at me, making fun of me. And I didn't take it as, you know, I'm gonna, you know, hate on them or, you know, talk down on them. I just said, you know what, I'm gonna shut my mouth and get to work. So instead of you expending your valuable energy and time, see guys, time is the most valuable asset we have. Don't spend it on trying to prove others right, or I'm sorry, prove others wrong. Spend that time trying to prove yourself right, right? So number 1, most times your loved ones, your friends, they won't support you. Seeing is believing. Like Jesus said in the Bible, blessed is those who can see without believing, but more blessed is those who can believe without seeing. To be honest, success begets success. Your friends, your family, they need to see you be successful in order for them to believe most times. So don't justify your actions off of the belief of others. You don't need anybody else's opinion. And first of all, most people's opinions aren't valid. They're not credible because most people don't have the results in something. Don't go ask a broke person how to be successful, right? Don't go ask your friend working at Buckle or Jimmy Don's making $8, $9, $10 an hour on how to be successful, how to go build $1 million business, how to go sell a platinum record, how to go out there and, you know, get signed to a football team. Don't go ask people to do something that they've never done. So number one, your friends won't support you until strangers start celebrating you. Number two is you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna fail. Success, worst teacher. Failure is the best. See, my first year in the industry, absolutely insane. How many times I wanted to quit, how many times I wanted to give up, and how many times I fell flat on my face. Like Mike Tyson says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in their face. But you gotta realize, you grow stronger through failure. The more you fail, the more you're gonna succeed. Look at Thomas Edison. And it's all about the mindset. Not only will you fail, but it's your mindset as you go from failure to failure to failure. It's your enthusiasm going from failure to failure to failure to failure. Thomas Edison failed 9,999 times creating the incandescent light bulb. And when the interviewer asked him, Thomas, how do you feel that you failed almost 10,000 times? He said, no, failed. He said, I've successfully found 9,999 ways not to create the light bulb. It's all about your mindset. It's all about your attitude. So you got to be willing to go through the trenches. You know, God puts his strongest warriors through hell to get to heaven. And you'll learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning. So you got to put yourself in position to fail as fast as possible. Fail, 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 fail. Because the more you fail, the closer you're getting to success. Think about this. Most people go through their whole life, their first 20, 25 years, high school, middle school, college, and what happens? The way we're programmed our whole entire life is that you get a report card, right? A, B, C, D, F, right? And if you get an F, you get in trouble. People criticize you, they make fun of you, you're looked at as stupid, you're looked at as not smart, and your parents, I remember my mom used to literally ground me. I used to get in so much trouble if I would fail, if I would bring home bad grades. So you were scared to fail. You're programmed not to fail. You're literally looked at as the weirdo, the dumb kid in class. You're put in these special classes if you fail your classes. But in real life, the only way to progress is you fail. So you got to reprogram your mind to understand you need to go out there and fail. You need to go out there and mess up. You need to go out there and take your L's. And they're not L's, they're learning lessons. Never look at losses as your losses. And don't concern yourself of the opinions of other people on your losses. It is your loss. It's not their loss. It's not Jimmy's loss. It's not Sarah's loss. It's not Bob's loss. It's your loss. So take it, absorb it, digest it, and take it as a learning lesson and move on. The faster you fail, the more you'll succeed. That was the second thing I wish somebody would have told me. And number 3, never give up. Never give up. Think about the guy in Think and Grow Rich in chapter 1. The guy who literally spent his whole life savings, got all this machinery, all this equipment to go mine gold out in the Midwest. He moved the whole way out there. He spent all this time. He came across a lot of gold, made a lot of money, and he said, oh my goodness, if I keep digging, I'm gonna find more gold. I'm gonna make fortunes. So kept digging, kept digging, kept digging, kept digging. Couldn't find anything. Kept digging, kept digging, kept digging, kept digging. Couldn't find anything. Eventually, he said, I'm gonna give up. Gave up. Sold all of his machinery to a passerby. Well, this passerby, this person going by, they decided, you know what? I'm not just gonna give up. I'm gonna take this and educate myself. So they took it to somebody else who understood a little more than them, and they said, you know what, by my projections on the surface of where the mining is taking place, there should be another big gold mine somewhere very short by, right? 3 feet from gold is how far this guy was. The person who kept and stayed consistent was the one who found one of the largest gold mines in history. And you often look at people never give up. Well, not only did that guy give up and miss out on one of the biggest gold mines in history, he was 3 feet from gold, but he never gave up. He also went out there and became one of the most successful insurance agents of all time in America, of all time. He never gave up. So I remember my first year in network marketing, I got evicted from 2 houses. I remember, oh my goodness, I remember literally pushing carts from the grocery store back to my house in the middle of snowstorms, not having any money. I remember literally people quitting my team, wanting to give up on myself, all my friends making fun of me, barely making any money to afford my rent. I remember my light bills would go out, my electricity, and I would sit there in the dark some nights and wait to get my electricity turned back on. All these different things that were telling me, give up, give up, give up, quit, quit, quit. Guys, quitters never win, winners never quit. So you gotta stay consistent. So those are 3 things. I don't wanna take too long. I think it's more important to understand the points. Number 1, your friends won't support you until strangers start to celebrate you. Number 2 is that you want to fail as fast as possible and look at your losses as learning lessons. And number 3 is never give up. And I think if I could go back, those 3 things would have got me through my first year in the game and put me way ahead of the rest. So take those 3 things and look at them in your own perspective. How would you deal with it if people come to you and hate on you? How would you deal with it as you fuck up and fail? How would you deal with it when people want you to give up, when your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents telling you, go do this, go do that? So those are the 3 things that I would tell myself if I could go back to my first year in the game.
On the run,